Could you give me a hand?
Of course, I'd be happy to help. What do you need assistance with?
What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a great idea, and with some careful planning, it should work out well.
Can we reschedule the meeting?
Of course, let's find a new time that works for everyone.
Do you mind if we change the plan?
Not at all. I'm open to adjusting our plans if it's necessary.
I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. I'll get back to you as soon as possible with an update.
I'm having trouble figuring this out.
Don't worry. Let's work together to find a solution.
What's your opinion on the matter?
I believe that open communication and collaboration are key to resolving the issue.
I'm swamped with work right now.
I understand. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help lighten the load.
Let's go over the details one more time.
Sounds good. It's important to make sure we're all on the same page.
Could you please elaborate on that?
Certainly. I'll provide more details and examples to help clarify my point.
What's the best way to approach this situation?
I suggest we gather more information, analyse the pros and cons, and then make a well-informed decision.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
No problem. I'll repeat what I said for clarification.
Can you explain that in simpler terms?
Of course. Let me break it down into more straightforward language to make it easier to understand.
I'm not quite sure I understand.
Let me rephrase my explanation to help clarify the concept for you.
Let's try to find a solution together.
Absolutely. Teamwork and collaboration will help us reach the best possible outcome.
I'm open to suggestions.
How about we consider alternative approaches and discuss the potential benefits and drawbacks of each?
Can we brainstorm some ideas?
Of course. Let's get together and generate a list of creative solutions to explore.
What's your experience with this?
I have some experience in this area, and I'd be happy to share my insights with you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
It's all right. I appreciate your apology. Let's move forward and focus on the task at hand.
What's the deadline for this project?
The deadline is set for next Friday, so we'll need to ensure we stay on track to meet it.
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I understand. Let's break the tasks down into smaller steps and prioritize them to make the workload more manageable.
Can we discuss this in more detail?
Absolutely. I'm happy to dive deeper into the topic and address any questions or concerns you may have.
What's your perspective on this issue?
In my opinion, a balanced approach that takes into account all stakeholders' needs and interests would be the most effective solution.
I'm willing to compromise.
That's great. Finding common ground and making concessions will help us reach a mutually beneficial agreement.
Let's think outside the box.
I agree. Considering unconventional ideas and approaches might lead us to a creative and effective solution.
Could you clarify that for me?
Sure, I'll provide more information and context to help you better understand the issue.
What's the next step?
The next step is to finalise our plan and assign tasks to each team member, ensuring we stay on schedule.
I'm confident we can come up with a solution.
That's the spirit. With collaboration and perseverance, we'll be able to tackle this challenge together.
Can we schedule a follow-up meeting?
Yes, let's set up a date and time to review our progress and address any new developments.
What's the most important factor to consider?
The most important factor to consider is the long-term impact of our decision on all parties involved.
Let's weigh the pros and cons.
Agreed. Evaluating the advantages and disadvantages of each option will help us make an informed decision.
Could you provide more context?
Certainly, I'll give you some background information and explain how the current situation came about.
What's the desired outcome?
The desired outcome is a successful resolution of the issue that benefits all stakeholders and supports our long-term goals.
I'm willing to negotiate.
That's great. Openness to negotiation will help us find common ground and reach a mutually satisfactory agreement.
Can we explore other options?
Definitely, it's important to consider all available alternatives before making a final decision.
What's the root cause of the problem?
The root cause appears to be a lack of clear communication, which has led to misunderstandings and inefficiencies.
I'm interested in hearing more.
Thank you for your interest. I'll provide further information and details to help you gain a better understanding of the topic.
Let's break this down into smaller tasks.
Good idea. Dividing the project into manageable tasks will help us stay organised and ensure timely completion.
Could you walk me through the process?
Sure, I'll guide you step by step through the procedure, making sure to explain each stage and its purpose.
What's the impact of this decision?
This decision will have significant implications for our team's workflow, resources, and overall project success.
I'm sorry for any confusion.
No problem. Misunderstandings can happen. Let's work together to clarify any issues and move forward.
What's the risk involved?
The risk involved includes potential setbacks in our project timeline, resource allocation, and stakeholder satisfaction.
Let's prioritize the most important tasks.
Excellent idea. Focusing on the most critical tasks first will help us make the most significant progress and ensure success.
What are your strengths?
I excel at problem solving, teamwork, and adaptability.
How do you manage stress?
I practice mindfulness, prioritize tasks, and take breaks.
Can you share a recent accomplishment?
Recently, I successfully completed a challenging project within the deadline.
How do you stay organized?
I use task management tools, set deadlines, and create to-do lists.
How do you approach decision-making?
I gather information, analyze options, and consult with stakeholders.
Can you provide feedback on my work?
Your work is well executed, but consider refining your presentation for clarity.
How do you handle tight deadlines?
I prioritize tasks, allocate resources, and stay disciplined to meet deadlines.
How do you measure success in your work?
I assess goal achievement, quality, efficiency, and stakeholder satisfaction.
Let's catch up soon.
Sounds awesome. Just give me a heads up when you're free.
What's the most challenging thing you've ever done?
The most challenging thing I've ever done was completing a marathon. It required a lot of dedication and training.
Can you recommend a good book to read?
I would recommend To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's a classic and thought-provoking read.
What's the biggest challenge you've faced in your career?
The biggest challenge I faced was managing a large-scale project with tight deadlines and multiple stakeholders.
Let's work together to make this happen.
I agree. Collaboration will help us achieve our goals more effectively.